Hello and welcome to the character journal for the Tainted Lands Shadows of the City Session 5. My name is Eric. I play Sir Cadron Lorinar. You might have noticed we swapped up our order a little bit for the character journals these past 2 weeks. But I'm back. I am somewhat alive after a major convention. And yeah, so let's get right to it. Well, that was a bit of a fun evening, I guess. Had dinner with Wynn's parents, who seemed pleasant, at least, but unfortunately afterwards we ran into a bit of trouble. We saw what we thought was a man, riding through the city on a horse late at night, and all of a sudden they collapsed off of it and were dragged a few feet before being left sort of by the roadside. Upon examining the body, we discovered that they were stricken by some kind of disease, to the point where it was even a bit difficult to tell male, female, even difficult to tell species. Could have been human, could have been a half-elf, could have been any number of things, really. The skin was boiled and blistered, swollen, rotting from the inside, really. And then they stood back up and bit Wallace. We were fortunate enough to take them down quickly, but it was almost like they were mad. Using my specific abilities, I discovered that they weren't just crazy, they were an undead, which, well, I couldn't help but have a few flashbacks to the Eyeless around Morton. So, unfortunately, we had to slay the creature again, and that initially didn't sit very well with the guards, unfortunately. So we had to very rapidly explain to them that it attacked first, and we were fortunate that between Wynn and Toby, we were able to ascertain a bit of what was going on. It turns out it was a disease known as zombie rot, which does exactly as the name implies. It turns a person into a zombie once they die, and they tend to die of it within 4 days. And both Wynn, and Wallace had just been infected by it. Now, we could have waited till morning and I could have healed them, but luckily Harwin showed up, wearing his plague uniform. The guards were very reluctant to let us go anywhere because we could have been infected, and I discovered something a bit odd. I approached the body and was examining it, and the fluid within the boils and under the skin just seemed to move away from me. I asked Harwin about it, and he said apparently I have some kind of blessing from Demaris on me, and I'm still not quite sure how that sits with me. I follow the law. I'm not necessarily a believer, so to speak. To think that they might have their eyes on me, though, is a bit unsettling. But Harwin was able to cure Wynn and Wallace, thankfully, and able to give us the go-ahead to leave afterwards, which is much more important. The shouts of plague rang out to the city that night. And we also found a dagger in the thing's back. And none of us put it there, and it was a silver dagger, which is, I imagine, quite expensive. Well made. And I told the guards this, but I couldn't help but shake the feeling that the person was infected first, and then stabbed with the dagger to move the process along, so that by the time they reached the inner city, they would die and start a problem. By the time we went to sleep, we didn't hear of anything else of the sort happening throughout the city, so luckily this might have just been an isolated incident, but well, Toby informed us all that this wouldn't be the first time zombie rot or plague has struck Black Sands, which is even more unsettling. Apparently the last time it was started by followers of the Dead Eater, an old god by the name of Akulamatu. How he knows that, I have no idea. Such an odd little gnome. The fact that he does know that does worry me, though. Just... who goes around with knowledge about dead gods? Or old gods? Ones that are hidden? I don't know. I don't like it. Toby hasn't given us really any reason not to trust him, but... well, there's always a question of where the knowledge comes from, I suppose. We went to sleep that night. We slept at the Silver Pony again. I tried to allay some of the fears of the people inside the tavern. I bought at least one round of drinks. I still have to pay for that. Oh, Lord. That's going to be expensive. Huh. That's alright, I guess. Worth it to try and stem a panic just from seeing so many guards yelling plague. It'll be... problematic if this plague spreads. And I have a funny feeling, just like with Morton, this is just the start. We woke up the next morning just sort of considering what to do next. I dispersed my horse, Arlen, and resummoned it as a wolf. Well, German Shepherd, technically. Wallace was supremely disappointed that he couldn't speak to it because it's a celestial dog, not a beast, but... well... he wasn't going to get that ring anyways, was he? But that said, I do feel kind of bad for him. He's had quite a day. Stabbed, beaten, bloodied, knocked out by me. I don't think I'm going to apologize for that. Bitten, infected, cured. I think from now on I'm going to leave the dog with him. More of a chaperone, I guess. Well, we have a couple plans. We need to find a potion shop or a magic item shop. We need to prepare ourselves for what's coming, and we need to find a way to deal with the plague, because if we don't, we're stuck in Black Sands. And we really do need to follow Ragnar eventually. That worries me. I think I'm more scared to see Nissa than Ragnar. He might be mad, but she might be evil. That's not necessarily a good combination. I think part of me might also just be scared I miss her. And I don't know how to feel about that. There's a long story there, I guess. Saved for another time. And with that, we conclude this character journal for the Tainted Lands Shadows of the City episode 5. We are taking a break as of August the 9th. As of August the 12th. And we will be back August 19th with our 6th episode of Shadows of the City. And yeah, it's about to get very interesting. I'm interested to see how a citywide disease goes. And I'm interested to see how the rest of the party deals with it. So I hope you'll join us. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.